Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words moving forwards, I apologise about that, and also if the quality of this video is fairly poor as well, if there's any lag, anything like that at all, sadly it cannot be helped, and hopefully it is not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision 2022 related video here on my channel, and it's another instalment in my sporadic series titled What We Know So Far, in which I pretty much go through everything we as Eurovision fans know so far about the upcoming competition, which, as we all know, is going to take place a few months from now in Turin in Italy. If you've never seen one of these videos before, then I just pretty much go through a lot of things I've mentioned previously, and also give an update on any recent new information that has come to light. There are two things I want to mention before getting into the main point of this video. Firstly, I recently passed 500 subscribers for this channel. Numbers don't matter much to me, I'll be totally honest, because this is just a hobby, but it's always pleasing to see nevertheless. And although 500 is a fairly low number compared to a lot of Eurovision related channels that I'm subscribed to at the very least, I'm still very happy to have reached that total after years of making content, and who knows, maybe by the end of this particular Eurovision season I'll be closer to 1,000 subscribers. I'd be very surprised, but you just never know. Thank you to everybody who is subscribed, old subscribers, new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who leaves comments, likes, or has interacted with me on another social media platform. It is greatly appreciated. I thank you for the support a great deal indeed. And as always, I should take this opportunity to say, links in the description as always to my other social media pages. Check them out if you so wish. The other thing I want to say before getting into the main point of this video is that these types of videos seem to be the most successful on my channel. So if you want to see them more frequently as we move through a very busy February, do let me know, because I've got no problems filming them really, even if I do go over old ground, if you see what I mean. Anyway, it's been 2 weeks since the last What We Know So Far video. We do know a bit more now, it's fair to say. I'm not going to go through the bog standard stuff. We know the dates, we know the venue, let's move on. The slogan / theme of this year's competition, it's the 66th edition of course, is The Sound of Beauty. Now I don't know about you, but I'm not particularly fussed about a theme / slogan every year. If we didn't have one, I don't think any Eurovision fan would be particularly bothered. But for the Turin show, it is the Sound of Beauty. I think it's okay. As for the logo, it's not really much of one, but it is fairly simplistic and there is an elegance to it as well. During the allocation draw the other day, at the time of recording this video, there was a sort of promo video which showed the logo and visual identity in motion, and I have to say it looked pretty nice indeed. But I'm looking at it now, it's the generic Eurovision logo in a blue circle with lots of swirling patterns around it. It reminds me a little bit of the 2018 competition in Lisbon, where we had various different logos that popped up during the course of the 3 shows and on the merchandise and all of that business. There was a seashell, a sea anemone, things like that, and I imagine we'll be getting something similar for Turin. What would be nice is if during the postcards before each performance we actually get the real sound wave of each song, and then it comes up on screen. The sound of Norway, the sound of the United Kingdom, things like that. That would be a nice touch. I don't know what they've got planned. I'm just glad that it's not a predominantly blue colour scheme. Hallelujah, it's been years. We don't know the hosts of the competition yet, but we will soon, after the Sanremo Music Festival, which kicks off very soon. There have been various names linked with this, and I can't remember them. However, Mika, the musician, is once again being bandied around online as a potential host of the 3 shows. I didn't know until recently that he had a sort of talk show in Italy and was a judge on the X Factor Italy. So clearly he is more well known over there than I first thought, which would explain why he is perhaps in contention to be one of the 3 rumoured names in contention to host the shows. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble, never good. We know that 41 countries will be participating, and Armenia and Montenegro are coming back. We haven't seen the stage design yet, We've got an idea as to what it's going to look like, but we haven't actually seen a sort of mock-up image. That will be coming very soon, I'm sure. Anyway, the semi-final allocation draw took place a few days ago at the time of recording this video, on the 25th of January at Palazzo Madama in Turin, and I didn't watch it live, I watched it afterwards, and I thought it was a pretty well done thing. Lasted about an hour. It's on the Eurovision Song Contest YouTube page. So we now know which semi-final each country is going to be participating in, and we also know which semi-final the automatic finalists will be voting in as well. With that being said, let's go through those countries. As always, let me know your thoughts. I'm genuinely interested to hear about your favourites, which songs you're not so keen on, all of that business. Leave a comment if you so wish. The first semi-final, Tuesday the 10th of May. 18 countries will take part. France and Italy will vote alongside the countries I'm about to go through. We can't really make any predictions yet as to who's going to qualify. I know I sort of did during my previous video where I talked about the allocation draw, but come on, we don't even know 95% of the songs yet, so I think we can hold off on saying this country's sailing through. I think we better wait until, you know, maybe the end of next month to talk about that. Anyway, in the first half of semi-final 1, Albania. It seems like an absolute eternity since FIC took place just after last Christmas. We know who's representing Albania this year in Turin. It was the right choice. Ronela Hayati with Secret. It's going to be performed in Albanian and English. This is a fierce pop banger. I really like it. It seems as though it's a step into modernity for Albania. We usually get female-driven ballads that sound a little bit dated, in all honesty. This is something quite different, and I think a lot of Eurovision fans are relieved that we're getting something different from Albania at last. Remember, Albania is in a pretty good run of form when it comes to Eurovision. Qualified in 2018 and 2019 and 2021. So they're aiming to reach the final for a 4th successive competition, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. Anyway, she could well open this year's contest in Turin on Tuesday the 10th of May. It would be a very good song to get things going. There is going to be a revamp. Ronela teased the revamp in a short video which I saw yesterday or the day before. I don't really know if we need a massive revamp of the song, but maybe we're going to get one. I don't know. Anyway, Bulgaria. Well, nobody's really talking about this song. I think it's dead on arrival, to be totally honest with you. It's intelligent music project with intention. This song was the first to be revealed for this year's competition. Stoyan Yankelov, who's been at Eurovision twice before, with Alica Todorova for Bulgaria, he's back as part of this group. It's a sort of rock supergroup. The song is rock, but it's lacking power. I mean, it's a fine track, but I don't know. It's not really getting me really excited, you know, or fired up like most good rock songs do. This just feels a little bit so-so for me. And I think a lot of Eurovision fans feel the same way. I do not think Bulgaria is in a very good position. Even at this stage, before we know an absolute ton of the songs that will be in Turin, I don't know. I think it's not looking great for Bulgaria this year. This is a massive step back, let's be honest. I mean, Victoria did not do well in the public half of the results, but that song, Growing Up is Getting Old, was really good in my opinion. And then Tears Getting Sober, which obviously didn't reach the Eurovision stage because the 2020 contest was cancelled, that was a pretty good song as well. And then the year before that, Bulgaria weren't in it, were they, in 2019? 2018 was Equinox. Yeah, that was one of the favourites to win, finished mid-table. And then Christian Kostov the year before, Polygenova. We've had some pretty decent Bulgarian tracks, is what I'm trying to say. And this song, Intention, feels like a step back. It's as simple as that. Anyway, we move on to Latvia, the 12th of February, for the final of Supernova. We've had an online vote, and Mix Galvanovskis won it, so he is involved in the live shows. The semi-final is on February the 5th, which is next Saturday as I'm recording this, and the final February the 12th. In terms of the artists involved, we have Marcus Reaver back for a 792nd attempt at representing his country with If You're Gonna Love Me. I said this before, I'll say it again. His entries in Supernova have just gone like this. Steadily downhill. I mean, I don't mind his music, but he hasn't really had that one killer song. And that's probably why he hasn't represented Latvia yet. I personally would think about internally selecting him next year, because he's not winning this year. But anyway, we've also got the Coconuts with In and Out of the Dark. We've got Espablutur by Elena Gluzunova. We've got Eat Your Salad by Citizeni. But the favourite here surely has to be 2015 representative Aminata. She's written her song, I'm Letting You Go. It is a pretty typical ballad. We know that she's going to sing it well. She sang the hell out of Love Injected in Vienna all those years ago. And I wouldn't be surprised if she comes out on top again. It's a safe choice, but you could argue it's the right choice. My favourite is Plans by Raum, R-A-U-M, but I don't see that winning at all. It's a sort of throwback, rockish, punkish, mid-2000s type song. I don't see it winning at all. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm Letting You Go wins Supernova 2022. Latvia, of course, very poor form at the competition. Aminata actually co-wrote Samantha Tina's song for Rotterdam, The Moon is Rising, I think, and it finished dead last in the second semi-final, if I recall. But the last time Latvia were in the final was with a song written by Aminata, Heartbeat by Justs in 2016, and then of course the year before that, it was her centre stage with Love Injected. So maybe she is something of a lucky charm for Latvia, I don't really know. Anyway, she should be the winner, but we wait and see. It's a tall order to get out of this semi-final, though, for a country like Latvia, who just seem to struggle every year. Moving on to Lithuania, the 12th of February for their national final as well. We've got two semi-finals and then the final. The heats have already happened. There is nothing remotely close to being as good as the Roop here. So you have to say a bit of a backtrack again. In Heat 1, Erica Jennings came out on top. There is a jury and public vote. In Heat 2, 2018 representative Ieva Zasimauskaite came out on top. And in Heat 3, very comfortably it must be said, Monica Liu came out on top with Sentimental, which is this sort of swinging jazz bar track. I can't understand for the life of me why it is the one to beat at this moment in time, but there we are. I mean, it's relaxing, but at Eurovision, probably going to flop. Let's be realistic here. Anyway, semi-final 1 is on January the 29th, so tomorrow as I'm recording this, you've got Erica Jennings, you've got Queens of Roses with Washing Machine, lyrically a bit so-so, but it's a fairly catchy track, lots of purple lights. Lolita Zero, I did say ages ago, that might be a performance to keep an eye out for, and it is quite something. Visually, yes. The song itself, not brilliant. It's called Not Your Mother, but the Lithuanian public did give Lolita 10 points in Heat 3. So it could be in with a chance of going through. We've also got Gebrasi with Into Your Arms. He was the runner-up last year behind the Roop. And in semi-final 2, we've got Ieva with I'll Be There, which is my personal favourite. We've also got Musu X with Love That Hurts. That could be a very interesting choice for Lithuania. Call Me From the Cold by Rootaloop, which I think is the right choice. It's a very low-key, sparse instrumentation sort of song, but I think it's really nice. And we've also got Getting Through This by Titas and Benas, who were involved last year as well in the Lithuanian selection, if I recall. If not last year, then the year before. But anyway, Monica Liu is the one to beat, and to me it would be a shame because I think there's at least 3 or 4 better entries, absolutely. She did perform Sentimental very well, she looked very confident on stage, but if you want to do well at Eurovision, that's not the song you should be sending. Moving on from Lithuania, Moldova, the 5th of March for the final of Selekcja Națională. There is a live audition round tomorrow as I'm recording this. The song that everybody was talking about has been withdrawn, and I am convinced there is more to it than meets the eye. But anyway, out of the names that are left, we have a former junior Eurovision representative in Denis Midone. His song is called Runaway. We've got the 2005 and 2011 representatives Stop Shistub. They're back with Fraci Advahov with Trenuletsu, and that song is very jaunty, very folky, quite traditional, and absolutely is in with a very good chance of winning this. It's hard to say if there is a fan favourite, to be honest with you. I think the best song is Layla or Layli by Katie Rain. That song I can see doing very well in Turin. I really can. It is the best hope for Moldova, but I do need to go through all of the songs again. Yama by Emilia Rusu, that's not bad. Ready by Maxim Zavidia, he was involved the other year for Moldova too. Yeah, there's some okay songs, but there's a lot of not great stuff as well. I mean, I Just Had Sex With Your Ex. Yep, that's got 12 points written all over it. Let's move on from Moldova and take a look at the Netherlands. Yes, back in the semi-finals, and oh my goodness me, I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am about S10 or S10. The song's going to be in Dutch. I think it's the first Dutch entry at Eurovision since 2010, and no idea when we're getting the song, probably early March, and if it's anything like her previous music, it's going to be something very impressive indeed, because she's a really interesting young performer. It says on her Wikipedia page that her genres are alternative pop and emo rap. I mean, what an interesting blend that is. Yeah, I've listened to some of her music. I think it's pretty good, and you stage it right, whatever song it ends up being, and you could be onto something very special. I'm not worried about the Dutch chances at Eurovision. I think, there I am saying it's too early to say, but I do think the Netherlands is probably going to go through without breaking too much of a sweat this year. And for what I believe, so far this Eurovision season, things haven't been particularly high quality. Yes, Finland, yes, Portugal, yes, Czech Republic, okay, fine. But I think on the whole, the quality is nowhere near at the level it was maybe this time last year or the year before that. The Netherlands, you know, I'm holding out hope. Moving on, Slovenia, the 19th of February for EMA. The pre-qualification round, EMA Fresh, which actually started at the end of November last year, finishes tonight. And 4 songs, I believe, will progress through to the actual final of EMA next month. Now, the names in EMA Fresh include Mia Vučković, Leia Lian, Anja Vodacek, Luma, Marianne Speller. I mean, the songs are online, you can listen to them. I don't think there's anything in that batch that really blows me away. However, and I am telling you now, what a grower this song could be for a lot of people. In the actual lineup, the semi-finals lineup of EMA, there is one song which I think Slovenia really need to be giving a lot of points to, a lot of love to. It is Čašće by Borain and Brina, male-female duo. If you haven't listened to it, I don't think the full songs are out, those that are actually in the EMA semi-finals already. Maybe they are, in which case I need to really take a look at them again. But that song I've just mentioned, listen to it, because it sounds really, really good. We've also got Girls Can Do Anything by July Jones, which just seems a bit irritating, but it wouldn't surprise me if it does very well. Vsekar Man by Klara Yazbec, that could also do very well. And we've also got Be Cool, BQL, 2 guys with My. They've been involved in Slovenia's selection 2 or 3 times in the past. Come close to winning, never have. This could be their year. The song sounds pretty plain though, so I don't know. Anyway, Slovenia's selection, we have EMA Fresh, the final of which is tonight, January 28th, and then the semi-finals start on the 5th of February. Moving on to Switzerland. It's all very quiet regarding Switzerland, but I'm sure behind the scenes quality is brewing, and that's all I can really say. As for Ukraine, 12th of February for Vidbir, which is in a slightly different format this year. There was a long list of names that has now become a short list. One song has already been booted out, so we have Alina Pash, Barleben, Cloudless, Kalash Orchestra, Michael Soul, who has tried to represent Belarus in the past, I believe, Our Atlantic, Roxolana, and Wellboy. And you've got 4 songs in the first half and 4 songs in the second half. Yes, on February the 12th. Now, some of the songs are out. Girls by Roxolana. Yeah, that could be quite a standout performance. It seems as though it will be, at least to me. Some of the other songs are out as well. I've heard those songs that are out either in full or in part. Cloudless have been involved before. A few years ago they had a song that I can't remember the name of. Drown Me Down, I think it was. That was really good. It was my favourite of the Ukrainian selection in that given year. They are back with All Be All Right. I'm looking forward to hearing the whole thing and seeing the performance. Otherwise, there's not much else to say, but we know Ukraine always qualify, we know it's going to be quality, we know it's going to be staged well. I don't think we have to have any concerns whatsoever. Moving into the second half of the first semi-final, Armenia. It's fairly quiet. Athena Manoukian, who would have represented her country had the contest not been cancelled. Surely she has to be in contention again. There's also Camille, I think is their name, and they had a song in the Armenian selection a few years ago called Puerto Rico, which was utter chaos, quite frankly. I think they are in contention as well, but I've not seen anything concrete, if you see what I mean, so I'm just waiting for more news like the rest of you. As for Austria, we are getting the artist's name, and indeed the song, at some point very soon. It was supposed to be this month. It now says February, so who really knows? It appears as though the 2 acts left are DJ Lumix, who has had a ton of online streams, and Anger, who are a male-female electronic duo. Straight away, I would go with the electronic duo and not the DJ. Lumix, real name Gabriele Ponte, was part, and I think probably is still part, I don't know, of Eiffel 65, who years ago had that song Blue Dabba Dee, which I'm sure you're familiar with. But anyway, he's had quite a successful career, including a bunch of mildly successful hits in Italy. And where is this year's competition? In Italy. But I would go with Anger, and I will do my research on those names as well. That's it for Austria. Croatia, 19th of February for Dora. And we know the artists' names, we know the names of the songs, we know the songwriters, we also know the running order. Mila Elogovic, which I've completely mispronounced. That's the first act with Ljubav, and then Mia Dimšić will close with Guilty Pleasure. The songs aren't out yet, but we will be getting them before Dora. And that's the first time in a few years that we'll be hearing the songs before the actual national final takes place. On paper, Forgive Me a Prosty by Mia Negovatic, young female performer. This is her 3rd or 4th attempt in a row, I think, trying to represent Croatia. Something like that. I've liked her previous entries. I'm sure I'll like this one. And as I said a moment ago, on paper, she could be the one to beat. We've also got Toma, he's been involved before, and Bernarda Brunovic, who has also been involved before. I believe she is a blind musician. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. But anyway, she is involved with Here for Love, which she's co-written. That's Croatia out of the way, 19th of February. Denmark, DMGP is on the 5th of March. It's going to take place in Herning. There will be 8 songs again, and we will be getting those songs on February the 10th, so not too long to wait. It seems to me with Denmark every year that we get a lot of one-timers. People who enter once, and then you never hear from them again. There's not a whole lot of returning acts for Denmark. At least it seems that way to me. But anyway, there's not much more to say. We know the hosts, we know the venue, we know the dates. Let's move on. We then have Greece. Amanda Tenfjord was internally chosen as the Greek representative. She has ties with Norway. That's where she was raised. What I've heard from her previously is pretty good. She's 25. Could easily have been in contention for Norway as well, who knows. I think a lot of people aren't really saying too much about Greece this year, but I think they could be onto something very special. I believe that Amanda has either recorded her song or is about to record her song, and then there's talk of a music video as well. So within the next 2 or 3 weeks we should be hearing more, but I'm very excited to see what Greece bring to the table. As for Iceland, Song for Kepnin has been pushed back a week, so the final is right at the end of the Eurovision season on March the 12th. The semi-finals February 26th, March the 5th. The songs were selected out of 158 by 2 committees, and they will be revealed next Saturday, February the 5th. There won't be too many songs, 10 actually, but yeah, we're going to be getting them on February the 5th. Who knows? Usually with Iceland, there's a few somewhat familiar names, people that have tried to represent Iceland before. Maybe Johanna will come back, something like that. Who knows? Anyway, Norway, we know the songs. MGP is already well underway. We've had two songs. We've had 2 shows. We have 2 more semi-finals, 2 last chance competitions, and then the final on February the 19th. To me, the quality isn't quite as impressive as what we've had in previous years, but there's still a lot of songs that I really enjoy. The favourite to win is Dance Like... No, it isn't. That's the one underneath this list. Give That Wolf a Banana by Subwoofer. Is it Ylvis? You might remember years ago there was that sort of one-hit wonder, What Does the Fox Say? Is Subwoofer them under a different disguise? Who knows? All I know is that they are automatically through to the final, so clearly there's something going on, because under no circumstances would a song like this be automatically placed in the final if there wasn't something more to it. Anyway, they were supposed to be performing as part of the show tomorrow night, semi-final 3, but the virus has come along and ruined those plans, so I don't know what NRK, the Norwegian broadcaster, are doing, whether they're going to show rehearsal footage or they're just going to wait until next week to perform. I have no idea. Anyway, that song for me, it's very catchy. It would be fun at Eurovision, but if you want to win Eurovision, that's not the one you should be sending. Instead, Death of Us by Elsie Bay is perhaps the safer, wiser choice. She has performed this live. I thought it was fine, but there was also something missing for me. I'm not entirely sure what that was. As for other songs that I don't mind, Your Loss by Mary Boller, Hammer of Thor by Uda Gondrosen, which I think could do very well indeed, Made of Glass by Sophie Fjellvang, which is co-written by 2015 representative Kjetil Mørland. Yeah, some very good songs indeed. In each semi-final, the 4 songs are drawn into 2 duels, and then we have a gold duel where one song progresses through to the actual final. It says here that this week North Kid with Someone will be the promo act, and next week it will be Subwoofer with Give That Wolf a Banana. So there we go. Moving on. That's Norway. Portugal. The songs are out for Festival de Canchal, which is on the 5th, 7th and 12th of March. Aurea, I was saying about her for weeks without even knowing anything about her song. Big star in Portugal. Her song is called Why. It's a ballad. She sounds great in the studio version. It could be the one to beat. Another ballad, Ainda Nós Temos by Ciro, also very good, could do very well. Degradé by Pongo and Tristani. That is this sort of Afrobeat rap style song, would be very different for Eurovision. It has a lot of fans. Pongo, real name Engracia Domingos da Silva, 29, from Angola. Yeah, that could be a serious contender as well. You've also got names like Cubita, that's a nice song. Norton, they're a band with Hope. The Mr. Driver with Callison, that's the most modern sounding track here, to be honest. And we've also got O Vampiro Submarino as well. That's quite an interesting track. Not bad from Portugal though. And then Russia, absolute silence. And then towards the end of February, they'll come out of the coma and tell us some news. Moving into semi-final 2, I'm going to try and rattle through these. Thursday the 12th of May, Germany, Spain and the UK will vote alongside all of these countries. In the first half, Australia. Their national final, Eurovision Australia Decides, is on the 26th of February. Some of the songs are out. Dreamer by Voyager sounds very good. Voyager are a progressive metal band who've been making music since the late 90s. Sean Miley Moore, My Body, that song isn't out yet, but Sean was on the 12th series of the British version of the X Factor, so there you go. We've also got Isaiah, he's back, the 2017 representative in Kiev. He's teamed up with Evie Erie, who is a pop singer from Copacabana, New South Wales, 19 years of age. I think her music is mainly rockish in style. I'm not entirely sure. 3 EPs so far. So there you go. Anyway, their song is called When I'm With You. Could be a serious contender. We don't know one of the acts yet, and that is because they are being selected through a TikTok competition. So who knows the quality we're going to get there. But anyway, that's all there really is to say about Australia. I Won't Need to Dream, Jude York, that song is out as well, quite Disney. Moving on. Azerbaijan, we know nothing. It will no doubt be an internal choice, and the song will probably be written by a couple of Swedish people. As for Cyprus, there have been a few rumoured names. I thought we would have heard something by now, but apparently not. Yes, I think it's going to be an internal choice, absolutely. And it will probably be somebody from Greece rather than Cyprus. Who knows? As for Finland, UMK is on the February the 26th. Yes. We know the songs. Every single one of them is top-notch, and it's just so impressive. For the past couple of years, Finland have just really nailed this national final thing on the head. They know what they're doing. The quality is great. And just take a look at these names here. We have the Rasmus, one of Finland's biggest acts ever, with Jezebel. That song, yeah, when I reacted to it on my channel, I thought it was okay, but now I've listened to it so many times, I think it's really good. They could win this by an absolute mile, purely because they're such a big name, but also because the song is pretty decent, so we wait and see. Thank God I'm an Atheist by Oliveira. That's a really nice, gentle track with meaningful lyrics, but do people really listen to the lyrics or not? I don't know. Hurricane by Cyan Kicks, that is great, powerful, energetic, such ferocity. I can absolutely see it on the stage in Turin. Ram Pam Pam, I think, is doing well in the streaming charts. That's by Bess, very catchy. And then the other songs are very good as well. Son Numero by Young Hearted, I think, is a really relaxing track. The song will be determined, rather the song that wins will be determined thanks to a jury and public vote. And that is next month. Dear me, I am rambling. Georgia, we've known for ages that Circus Mercus, an experimental progressive rock group, will be representing Georgia. No final for several years now. Could they get this Caucasus nation back into the final? I don't know. We don't know anything about the song released yet. Israel. The X Factor Israel is being used once again as the selection method. Next Saturday, we're getting the act and the song, apparently. The last few names involved are Inbal Bibi, Sapir Saban, Michael Ben David, and Eli Houli. And according to this, on January the 30th, the 8 songs that will be in contention for Israel will be revealed. Viewers will be invited to vote on one of 2 songs given to each finalist, with voting open to the public on Can, that's the broadcaster, their website and the app. On the 3rd of February, each finalist will perform both songs they're given during a special selection show, which will be broadcast on TV. The finalists' chosen songs will be determined by the viewers, the judges, and a professional committee. So there you go. All I know is that the X Factor Israel has been going on for weeks. Malta, 19th of February for their national final. There's a semi-final on February the 17th. We know the songs. Emma Muscat must be one of the favourites with Out of Sight. She's arguably the biggest name here, had success in Italy. We've also got Jessica Muscat, who was part of the San Marino double act in Lisbon a few years ago. Her song's called Kaleidoscope. We have former junior Eurovision competitor Nicole Azzopardi with the up-tempo number Into the Fire. Richard Edwards, who was the lead singer of Firelight in 2014, his song is called Hey Little. That might be a serious contender. But it seems as though the favourite is Aiden with Ritmu, which is a very catchy number, and I have to say I do quite like it. It's a bit of an earworm. How well it would do at Eurovision I don't really know, but it's in Maltese. That is nice to see and hear. Anyway, that's Malta. Overall, the quality, not fantastic. San Marino, 19th of February for the final of Una Voce per San Marino. Who's really following this? I don't know. It's all over the place. We've had the emerging acts round. We've had semi-finals. Actually, they're coming up next month. My apologies. Then there's a second chance round. Then there's an emerging acts final. Then the final itself. Loads and loads and loads of names are involved. I think the names in bold on this list are the ones that have gone through. So there is Camille Cabaltera, who was on the Italian version of the X Factor. There's Joe Romano and the Stolen Clipper. There's Vina Rose. There's Davide Rossi. There's Elish Mraz from the Czech Republic's national final earlier this year. Giselle Abramoff, who is Brazilian. Yeah, Kurt Kasser, who is Maltese, I believe. Valentina Tioli, also on the Italian version of the X Factor. Aaron Sibley, who's tried to represent Moldova. Eleonora, who was on an Italian talent show. Thomas Grazioso was on the Russian version of The Voice. There's a few interesting names, absolutely. But really, do the names really matter at all? I don't think so. It's the song. The quality has to be really, really good. And I'm not sure we're going to get anything quite like Adrenalina this time around. Anyway, then we have Serbia, 5th of March for their national final. There's two semi-finals on March the 3rd and March the 4th. Loads of songs are involved here, way too many. Names include Ana Stanic, Gramofonetsie, Tiana Dapčević, who represented North Macedonia in 2014, Sarah Jo, Sanja Bogosavljević, who was one of the backing members for Maria Sirifovic in 2007. Yeah, loads and loads of songs. It seems as though all of them are in Serbian, which is very nice. I think that might be a rule anyway. Not much else to say. Some of the songs are out, I think, but I haven't really heard too much. There we go. Moving into the second half of semi-final 2 this May. Belgium. We've known for months that the Voice Belgique winner, 2021, Jeremy Makis, he'll be singing for Belgium. He's 21 from Antwerp. We don't know anything else, really. The song will no doubt be coming next month. Then we have the Czech Republic. Their national final is long gone. It actually occurred before Christmas. We Are Domi came out on top with Lights Off, which I think is a really good song. I think it's going to be a very solid performance in Turin. They won the jury vote. They didn't win the Czech public vote. They won the international public vote, 21 points in total, just ahead of Elish Mraz and Judy with Jezinki, which was getting a lot of hype at one stage and then sort of faded into the background a little bit, and now nobody's really talking about it, which is a bit of a shame because it's a very good song. But anyway, We Are Domi, Lights Off, great contemporary track, second half of semi-final 2. Estonia, we know the songs, Eesti Laul is already underway. We have two semi-finals coming up at the start of next month, and then the final on February the 12th. Eesti Laul, absolutely. Some very good songs here, some of which are already out of contention. In semi-final 1, we have Fire by Elisa, which is pretty much Estonia's take on Fuego, let's be quite honest. We've got Mis Nüüd Saab by Andrei Zevekin and Grete Paya. Both have been involved in Eesti Laul before. Little Girl by Marilyn Malk is my favourite, but I'm not sure it's going to do that well. Interstellar by the King of Estonia himself, Stig Rasta, that's one to keep an eye out for. Laululind, I think, is a terrific underrated song. Oit Lepland, the 2012 representative, that song, I think, could do exceptionally well at Eurovision. Every time I hear it, I think, my God, points galore. Let me know your thoughts on that. And then in semi-final 2, which is arguably the weaker of the two, you've got Anna Salena, the 2002 representative. You've got Shargup Twisk. That song's a bit of a fan favourite. You've got the 1999 Estonian representative Evelyn Samuel with Waterfall. And Stefan with Hope. And that pop song, which has a sort of Western feel to it, certainly the music video does, that might well be the one to beat. But anyway, that's Estonia. If they send one of the favourites, I won't mind it at all. Ireland, 4th of February is when we're going to be knowing the winner of Eurosong. The songs are out. Brendan Murray, the 2017 representative, is back. Brooke Scullion, Janet Grogan, Miles Graham, Patrick O'Sullivan and Rachel Good are the other contestants. The fan favourite, if indeed there is one, is That's Rich by Brooke Scullion. Send This or Bust Island. It's as simple as that. It is easily the best choice. It stands out. The others are okay, but very middle of the road. That's Rich has just that little something extra about it to maybe make it stand out just enough in Turin in May in that second semi-final. So there we go. Plus, Brooke said in an interview fairly recently, I think, that she's a big Eurovision fan. Something like that, which is very pleasing as well. Montenegro, Vladana is the singer, Breathe is the name of the song. I think it's going to be a very emotional ballad. We'll be getting it very soon. Vladana is 35, and that's all we really know about Montenegro this year. It's going to be in English. North Macedonia, Tonight. No, not tonight. Yes, tonight. Dearie me. We're going to be getting the songs, and then the final is on February the 4th. Andrea, Kali, Lara Ivanova, Riss Flower, Viktor Apostolovsky, and Jon Idi. They are the names in contention. We also know the names of the songs and the songwriters. So yes, I believe this evening the songs are coming out. There might be another video from me later on, and then the winner will be announced on February the 4th. Poland, some of the songs are out for their national final, which has a very long title. February the 19th, Lydia Kopania, the 2009 representative, she's back, although I think it's a fairly average song. Kuba Szmajkowski with Lovesick, that's not too bad, quite catchy. Move by Carolina and Chica Toro, that's pretty good. But arguably, Paranoia by Daria, out of the songs released so far, that is by some distance the best. That would do very well at Eurovision, I'm sure. As for Romania, the songs are out, there's loads of them. Selecția Națională, semi-finals, and then the final on March the 5th. I don't really know who the favourite is, but you've got WRS with Chamame, you've got Aris with Do Svidania, which is very catchy, would do very well. You've got a whole bunch of other acts. I'm not going to go through all of them. You've heard them anyway, I'm sure. Gabriel Basco, One Night, that's not too bad a ballad. Claudia Minadora and Diana Bushka with Romania Mea, that's not too bad. Cesar, the 2013 representative, is back, although his song isn't the best. Lots of songs, not a whole lot of quality. Romania looking to try and reach the final for the first time in years. And then Sweden, Melfest starts very soon, next Saturday, at the Avicii Arena, or the Globe Arena, in Stockholm. We know the acts, we know the names of the songs. I'll be doing videos about it all being well. Moving on into the automatic finalists. Really got to try and be quick here. France, we know nothing, but I think behind the scenes, somewhere in Paris no doubt, there's been rehearsals, there's been auditions, things like that, and at some point we'll be hearing those songs. Will any of them be as good as Voila? We wait and see. As for Germany, they're having a national final. It's on 4th of March, sorry, heavens above. We know a few rumoured names, but nothing absolutely set in stone yet. Of course, anything's got to be better than I Don't Feel Hate, surely. Italy, Sanremo is next week. Yes, the quality is coming before you know it. We know the names of the artists. We know the names of the songs, the songwriters. Emma Marrone, the 2014 representative, is back. We've got Gianni Morandi, big star. Irama, Mahmoud and Blanco with a ballad. They are back. Massimo Ranieri, Noemi. San Giovanni apparently is a name to keep an eye out for. La Representante di Lista. I am telling you now, it is a stacked lineup. And I wouldn't be surprised if Italy are favourites to win again on home soil this year. Got to get through this. Spain, Benidorm Fest. The final is tomorrow. Oh dearie me. I have to say, the quality on the whole is pretty good, no doubt about it. There's been some good performances, there's been some okay performances, there's been some performances that haven't been particularly fantastic. Semi-final 1 was won by Chanel, and then semi-final 2, unsurprisingly, was won by Rigoberta. In the final then, Blanca Paloma, lovely song, not winning. Chanel, fantastic. Sexy, engaging, absolutely one of the favourites to win, so you know what that means. Spain won't pick it. Gonzalo didn't even perform live the other evening, but he's still in the final. It's a lovely ballad, but he's not winning. Raiden, fantastic. Calle de la Lloreria. I thought that was a great performance. Really fantastic. You know what that means. Spain won't pick it. Rigoberta. Massive boob on stage. That's all anybody's going to be talking about. Yes, there is a message behind the track. Yes, I'm sure commentators will explain it. But people who are watching the performance, listening to the song for the first time in May, all they're going to see is a massive great boob on stage. That's it. That's all the song is going to be remembered for. The song is fine. I thought the performance actually wasn't that strong. And I'm telling you now, Spain are making a big mistake if they send this, because there's much, much, much better songs here. And after years of utter mediocrity, some of which wasn't deserved at all, Lavender, hello, great example. But if you are Spanish and you do not want your country to be utterly, utterly humiliated once again on the Eurovision stage, don't send this song. That's just my opinion. I mean, it would do all right at Eurovision, but come on, you've got a brilliant opportunity here. You can't tell me you look at Slow Mo and think, yeah, I don't really fancy that in Turin. For crying out loud, you know the points would pour in for that damn song. It's got Eurovision hit written all over it. It's got Spanish #1 single written all over it. It's got sex appeal. It's catchy. It's contemporary. What a great choice it would be. And I haven't even got onto Terra by Tanchugueiras yet. What a tremendous song. I thought the staging was a little bit poor, I'll be honest, but the song itself is fantastic, so powerful, so rousing. It's a battle cry of a track. Another fantastic choice, but I think their chances are now dead in the water. You've got Very Brava and Thein as well, but come on, Spain. You have an opportunity here to not finish in the bottom half in Turin. So you're either going to make one of the right choices, or you're not. And you're leaning towards the not, it would appear. Of course, it's not just the public. There is a expert jury vote and demoscopic jury vote, and I have to say, Tanchugueiras did very, very poorly. Who was it with? Oh, maybe I'm talking absolute rubbish here. I'm thinking of another song. But anyway, I'm really, really rambling now. Raiden would be brilliant at Eurovision. Chanel, brilliant at Eurovision. Tanchugueiras, very good at Eurovision. Rigoberta smells of the bottom half. I like her, I like the message, I think the song's okay, didn't like the staging, and let's be honest, there are better choices everywhere you look. And finally, the UK, and I've got to be quick here, I haven't got much time. There's been a few articles in the British press recently. Established names are in contention for the UK. Yes, indeed. Charlie XCX, Mabel, Ollie Alexander from Years and Years, Lewis Capaldi, and the guy in charge at TAP Management, who are very much involved with the UK at Eurovision this year. He has said, we're getting really close to making our final decision. We have lots of options and have been pleasantly surprised by how many wonderful artists, both new and more established, want to be part of this process with us. If you're coming out and saying that, you better damn well deliver, or else I will not be happy in a future video. I expect quality. At least I'm hoping there's quality behind the scenes. And I'm hoping that when the song is released, the artist excites me, the song excites me, I can picture it on stage in Turin. That's all we want, us British Eurovision fans, something to shout about. And Spanish Eurovision fans want that as well. German Eurovision fans, I'm sure, want that as well. Latvian Eurovision fans want that as well, but they're probably not going to get it. It is what it is. With that being said, I'm now going to shut up. This has been way too long a video. I don't understand why it's been so long, but there we are. What a massive ramble. I'm not particularly happy with how this has turned out, but that is what we know so far, pretty much, about Eurovision 2022. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for 500 plus subscribers. It means a great deal to me. And check out my other social media pages if you so wish. I'll be back soon, probably with a North Macedonian song reaction type video, maybe. If not that, then another video at some point over the next couple of days. Until then, take care of yourselves, stay safe, let me know your thoughts, and bye for now.